Hello, welcome to today's video. I hope you are good. If you're new to the channel and you want to learn more about cryptocurrency, hit that subscribe button and press that bell button. Interesting topic today. I'm going to explain how I lost a load of money in one day from a very simple error in judgment. And it's something that you need to learn how to curb, and it could possibly happen to anyone, and it will probably happen again to everyone. See you in a sec. So, first of all, welcome. Hello. If you want to win $50 worth of Bitcoin, you know, this thing up here, click on it. There's a link below. On the first link, you'll see a little description of Gleam. Jump in. This is my own, company competition, so get involved. And yeah, simple. So we're going to talk today about investing, okay? How to learn from my mistakes, a bit of a reflection of, being a bit cocky, I suppose. And I lost a lot of money in one whole day. And that wasn't because I did a dodgy trade. It wasn't because I didn't do anything, wrong. It was mindset. It was that mindset of, ooh, what should I do now? And I've never ever experienced that before, and I always say it is probably one of my biggest ever learning curves, my big experience that you learn from. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, I teach a lot about past experiences of what I've done, and I'm ultimately very successful in the industry. So I'm going to explain a few things now. Go back a few weeks ago, I did a video about investing in cryptocurrency. How is the most safest, simple way of doing it? And you've got to have simple EMAs, and I use TradingView, and I recommend getting TradingView. It's really good. As an investor, it's probably not needed, but ultimately, if you've got more tools at your disposal, the better you're going to be. So the EMA 34 is a good one, which is what I tend to use majority of the time. And the moving average 100 and the moving average 200. If I was a betting man, you should use these all the time if you are looking to buy into a coin. These are going to be quite important, so remember those. Okay. Now let's go back in time. Let's go back to this previous bull run at where I had this mistake, and I'm going to explain to you how you kind of solve it. Now, buying Bitcoin, I bought Bitcoin this region. November, December 2016, I bought a chunk because at the time I was working full-time in the military. I had nothing else to spend my money on. I was living on camp, and yeah, I didn't have any sort of things that I have now. So I had money to burn. And I originally, back before cryptocurrency, I knew and did a lot of little courses about the stock market, investing, how to invest in bonds, how to invest in index funds, and how to actually do it without losing a chunk of money, and buying the ones that go up steadily over time on the trend. If you look at the stock market, a lot of people use this method, but on higher time frames. They use the weekly or the monthly, for example. Use a longer term moving average on a longer time frame. I use on cryptocurrencies the daily, okay, and the moving average 100 and the moving average 200. It's very simple. These are other methods, okay? These are other methods, right? So don't get bogged down if you're using something. If it works for you, it works for you. Now, I was looking at cryptocurrency around this region, okay, and I didn't bother with it. I thought, I didn't know much about it. I wanted to kind of learn more. So during 2016, I was traveling a lot, okay? My previous job was in the police. I used to protect aircraft in weird and wonderful places. I went all over the world, and I got bored. I'll be honest with you, I do not deal with boredom well. So I learned about stock market investing. I bought property books. I bought all kinds of books about dividends and stuff. And I've still not, even to this day, pulled the trigger on holding stocks because I believe that the market is too high and it's going to come down. So I'm waiting. So to fill that gap, I had cryptocurrency. I was very lucky. And from 2016 to literally now, you got to look at the stock market. It's still really riding high, but it's going to come down. We know that. So these regions here were cool, but you've also got this dip here. So I got in on this dip, this region here. So my first purchase in Bitcoin was around $740. I remember it pretty well, pretty cool. And yeah, I bought more throughout this period here. and I didn't really buy it again until, when was it? I can't even remember now. I'll find it on the chart though. It was about 4,400 at the start of this year. So yeah, I'm going to explain exactly how I did it. So these moving averages, key. When you see an altcoin, I want to mention an altcoin now, haha, above these regions, it's usually a good sign. So this is the past. This is obviously Bitcoin. We trended above it. And I'm going to explain where I went wrong. Okay, so if I keep going up, it's quite cool when you think about it. Look at that trend line. Now it looks a bit crap now. Let's change it. Now, let's go to the top. So I went from the bottom to top, buy low, sell high. I'll bring these EMAs in. Now, one of the biggest problems that you have, the drop. This is where I went wrong. I did not realise my whole profits. Now, yes, I still hold Bitcoin. But you obviously want to take some profits too and move it around and enable you to buy more. And I did that, but not as much as I wanted to. So I lost £35,000 roughly in one day. And that wasn't because I did an error. That wasn't because I went on to BitMEX or something stupid like that and rotted it away. I just didn't sell early enough. That was it. Now, this is what this method has a big flaw with. You can get the perfect entry point in the trend and you just wait. You're like, right, let's just wait. However, when you look to sell, that's where the problems lie. Traditionally, you would be looking for the same entry and same exit. So if you entered on the moving average 100, you'd be looking at getting out at roughly, close of this play, 11k. Big drop. Big, massive move. However, I put my other smaller moving averages on this one, my EMAs. EMA 34, 14,000. It also wicked below here, so you could have got out there. 13,000, 14,000, whatever. The moving average 8, which would have been roughly on this candle here, which would be the 15k. And then you've obviously got the 21, which would be roughly whenever, 14k again. So that helps. That was a problem, but my biggest thing I want to explain to you guys is, do not be afraid to take profits. We know I rode from fucking 700 to whatever. Doesn't matter. But the matter was, I didn't take profits early enough. I didn't realise. My biggest mistake was not taking profits as it was going up. So, learning elements. I believe, not concrete financial advice, there's going to be another period like this in the Bitcoin market and also alternative coins. Not all of them, but some of them. They will pop, they will explode, they will go up and they'll shoot. If you are riding that trend like a donkey on Blackpool Beach, do it. But ultimately, know when to step off. Okay? So let's look at Verge. Look at these. I believe this period of parabolic mentalness is going to happen again in altcoins. Now, how to prepare for it? Use the moving averages again. Now, you can see here, past data, you can see we're below the moving average. If you have a bit of, patience, you can get in above this trend and it'll go up. It will hold up. The reason why I'm saying that is because if I go back to the Bitcoin chart and I go back to this year, this purple line is a moving average 200. The yellow line is a moving average 100. Let's just look and think about how many times or how many months. It was actually 15 months, so just a bit of a spoiler alert. It was below it. And this is where I rebought back. So I had a load of Bitcoin that I previously had in fiat, sitting around waiting. And I've got a lot more Bitcoin now because I bought in April, around this region here. When we went above it, I bought a load. Because my theory was, I sold at roughly 11k, a lot of my Bitcoin, and I removed a lot of my altcoin positions. And I was just waiting for the time to buy low. A lot of people were calling for 2k, 1,800. I was calling for the moving average 100, basically 100 and 200 to start trending. Started to trend here. I was like, oh hello, and then once it got and broke above that for the first time and held, there we go. And what would you know? How long has it been since then? 139 days, guys. So that is how you survive in this market. Now back to altcoins. Do apologise. This region of growth is going to happen again. Now if I look at XRP as well, for example here, right? Trended above, boom. We popped, went below, went above it for a bit, but we've not actually been above it since, okay? When we're above that zone, things happen. Things really do happen. Now let's look at this region here. Look at that, right? We're above it, boom. Now this doesn't look like a lot, and it isn't a lot because it's only a couple of cents, but there is moves. And we're waiting again for this period of time. Now a lot of altcoins are below this region. However, when you go back in time and you think, well, historic values state that if we go above it, things are going to happen. And more often than not, when things go above it, silly growth. Okay, silly growth. Now XVG, for example, the moving average isn't fully on here, but we'll use the moving average 100. When it is above these regions, obviously it will be there, things pop and we're below it. There's no reason to buy Verge just yet. Wait. If you want to buy it when it goes up, wait for it to go above those moving averages. That is a top tip for entries. Now, this is parabolic mental growth. Ooh, stupid amount of money. A stupid amount of money. Now, top tip, the Bitcoin dominance chart. This region here was the start of alt season. When this was when the ICO market and Ethereum was growing. This was when Ethereum went from $14 up to 200, 300, 1,400 in a matter of freaking God knows how long. And you can see this here. This is where it started. This was when the Ethereum monster was awakening up the beast. And it was crazy. Now you got to look at where we are right now. We're low, really low. How do you incorporate this? Well, this was alt season. This was the, 70% Bitcoin dominance. Bang. We dropped right down to 34. This was when alts went nuts. I think it's going to happen again. That is why I'm explaining a lot of education. That's why I'm explaining basic, simple tips for you to see if a coin is going to go up. If it is above that moving average 100 or the moving average 200, take a punt. Why? Because you don't know how long it's going to go for, and have a tight stop loss just below it. Okay, so I want to go through an entry just to explain it to you in real term. So I hope this is helping. But when you look at this, we're at really high levels. I do not think we're ever going to go back up to here. I'm going to put it out there right now because there's too many altcoins. Back in these days, there wasn't that many altcoins. This was when there was only about 200 on the market. Now we're at like 5,000 unofficially. It's crazy. So if we drop like a stone, now it's all if and buts now, apologies. If this does this, alt will be monstrous. They will be like, whoa. Now, I've always said this, I do not like people who are 100% on Bitcoin because we're in a tradable market. We need to be able to make more Bitcoin, and that's how you make more Bitcoin, by trading alts. Now, I think that's going to happen at some point. Don't know when, but I think it will drop. And I think on this chart, we're going to see this. The obvious. Wait for it. Boom. Back up to there. That's what I honestly think. So, let's look at an entry. XRP. Okay. Wait to see if this goes above, the candles go above this region, and it holds. You had a nice little warning sign here. Cool. Bang. Now you can see here historic data tells us it's not been above this properly for a long time and held for a long time. XVG, same again. Every time it tries to go near it and it keeps on rejecting. It's got to open and close above it. Not like this where it's like It's got to kind of stay up for a bit. So wait for these periods. Now this is a long time away. Look at the gains already. They're monumental, guys. This is where you take a chance. Now if you are looking at certain points, now we're going to get above the moving average 34. Personal opinion, I like that one the best. But once it does, you can start adding to your position. Add a little bit. Have a tight stop loss. When you get to above this one, add a bit more. When you get above this one, it's actual spot, add a lot more. And then you're lathered in from a lower point. If it rejects from that region, you get out. Boom. Doesn't matter. You've lost a bit of that buy, but you've got these ones to hold up. So, I'll explain it again. If this holds above this region and it starts trending up, buy some here. If it goes to this point and gets through it, buy a bit more. If it goes through this one, oh, sorry, buy a bit more. I was getting too excited. Buy a bit more. Have a tight stop loss just below it. So have a tight stop loss. Oh, wait, up here. Have a stop loss here now. Add to your position. Have a stop loss here. Add to your position. You're always protected. You cannot go wrong if it happens. If it does go wrong, you got a tight stop loss, you lose a couple of percent. That's it. So, when to take profits though, you've got to realise that, oh my god, we're way above that moving average and we're starting to come down. Take your profits, guys, because if you were buying at this bottom area, okay, and you are up here and you are not realising a 45x move, there's something wrong. And that's where I went fundamentally wrong. I was like, oh, I'm rich. And yeah, boomf. I didn't get off at the top, I got off on the downside. So, yes, I made a whole lot of money, don't care. But I don't want to lose a load more for just being naive. So there's today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed this one, a bit of a reflection. And yeah, I hope you got some good value. So please do hit the share button. Obviously hit the links below. Jump in my premium if you so wish to. And obviously, yeah, I will be starting to trade altcoins as soon as this starts dropping. If this starts dropping, I will be throwing altcoins all over the place. And you guys will be making money because there'll be nice trends. And what gets stronger? Stay strong.